They don't want to click though. You know what I'm saying? That's so crazy. This is how this will let you know the mind state of these individuals. Hold on a second. Hold on. Damn, I can't fix that. Fuck. Hold on. Let me see if I can find something else. Let me see what other tricks I got. Let's do this. That's that. Hold on a second. I got to get that up my ear. Yeah. All right. So I had to get that up out of there. But yeah, look at all of y'all phony balonies. You want to pile in a room. That's how you could tell it's predictable programming with a lot of y'all. Shout out to the people who be in my chat when I be talking about something random and just delete the live. Yeah, I'm coming at you. Yeah, I'm talking crazy. Yeah. Anyway, I just had this message on my heart as I embark on this 2 hour walk. Well, I've already embarked on it. I've already been walking for like maybe 20 minutes. But I said, you know what? Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, they're lost. They are lost. First thing first, um, Megan is lost because I mean, let's really talk about the Megan Thee Stallion brand and what's going on with her right now, right? It's like she's literally, you know how they have like the pews at church, like you're in the different pew. She's in the pew of pink. Like if Megan Thee Stallion has peaked, in my opinion. I'm not God. I can't say that she won't land $100 million deal or something going for her, but Megan has peaked. She has, right? And they got her out here running on the damn Korean circuit, making that she on the damn Korean circuit, collaborating with these artists and giving them pure flop. And I said last week when she came out with that song with that damn Lisa, I said, see, you got to be in tune. What these people think is, let me tell you something. This is why I tell you, it pays to be in the right mind. Because people think that as the years go on, that people forget. No, I don't forget nothing. So when Megan was on that damn Lisa song that didn't do shit, she she used I endorse these strippers flow pattern. Ain't nobody could listen. Let me tell you something. She's not stupid. So is Nicki just ingrained in your mind that damn much that you don't realize what you're doing? You know exactly what you're doing. But see, the thing about it is, when it comes to this fan base, this is why like you'll be surprised. I respect a lot of people, but I've also muted a lot of people online. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. A lot of the people who y'all probably love, they aggravate my soul, and I've muted them because I just the shit you chat about. Like, you know what it is when it comes to this social media shit? You see a lot of people who have good frame of thoughts and like they share shit and they could type something up. They'll type up a paragraph and it'll be potent. I could see some shit like, oh, you potent, what you talking about? A lot of people just be typing up pure fuckery because you want to be like the people who really be talking that shit. And you just don't really be saying nothing. So I had to just mute people because I don't hate you, but I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you. So I'm gonna mute you as a mutual. Yeah. So anyway, let me see who's in there. What's up, Tara? And I put that on subscriber only because I'm learning with this social media thing, right? As I look at different channels who I love, like for example, the African American Diaspora News Channel, you can't even chat over there unless you a member of the channel. Now I ain't gonna do that. He got about 1 million subscribers over there, so maybe he can afford to do that. I ain't gonna do that. But people need to realize it's a privilege to be able to converse. That's why I turned off, like, and it's nothing about caring about what somebody's gonna say, but people just think they could just dump the stuff, that they could just say. I don't really care about what you think. Like, I care about what I'm saying. You know, people think that their comment is just going to turn around the whole post. And a person like me will say, I don't give a fuck. Bottom line. So, anyway, let's get back to this. So, anyway, as it pertains to Megan on that Lisa song, it's like, if you know that flow of I endorse these strippers, I must have been in the bed. I must have been in the bed. She tried to do that. And I'm just like, does she think we stupid? But the thing about it is, she knows, like, when you in this type of game, you know how to push the buttons of the people. And this is why I said before, I think that Dochi, she intentionally, because you got to think about the time that she grew up. She grew up Nicki Azalea Banks. I see it all through her. Now, we all are inspired by somebody, right? When it comes to the music. I think New York is a huge melting pot when it comes to inspirations. It's so many people from New York who inspire me, but I sound like myself. And that's why I was kind of saying, like when I said on Twitter, what I was seeing in Dochi, it's just like, yeah, you sound like, you are inspired by Azalea, Nikki, Azalea. But it's like, why is that's the only thing I hear from you? You should still be able to have your sound that belongs to you. But anyway, with Megan having an issue with Nikki, right? And she's in the public eye, the general public looks at Nikki as the villain. Like, oh, she's older. She should just do this. Why is she so upset at anybody doing this? Let me tell you something. And take it to the heart. Anybody who feel anybody who's on this live and you opposing and you just being nosy, take this to the heart. I promise you. Megan the Stallion at her highest height is not seeing mixtape Nikki bubbling underground. Dochi at her highest height. It's not this. It doesn't quantify, and you know it. They get their little press. That's why, honestly, in my heart, yeah, let Dochi get it. You know, especially sitting back, seeing how they done pushed and propelled and exalted Cardi. I ain't mad at it at all. Just don't be a copycat. Just don't be a copycat and don't try to act brainless. And when people asking you stuff, I don't care about that. Get your little coins. Because listen, the thing about it is an insecure person will always show themselves. Do you think, listen, Dochi, if she was going to be on that level or whatever, do I want to say this? Ah, I personally think this, right? Since who? Since who? Foxy Brown, the last mainstream real female dark skinned rapper that was pushed? I can't really count JT. I can't because I don't, you know, I like JT as a person. She has some really good looks. I think she's pretty. She pulls herself together well, but I don't respect her as an artist like that. I know a lot of y'all do. Y'all like that type of catty and sassy talk and hair moving to the side and bad bitch, bad. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. That shit don't impress me. It don't. And maybe it's just where she's where she's from. And a lot of people they like to put JT above Young Miami, where she's really no fucking better. She's really no fucking better. I don't know why I be trying to like parade her around like I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch. No, no, you know. Um, hold on, let me get past these people walking with this dog. So yeah, man. I personally think they're on the same motherfucking level. Just because you might deliver some lyrics better, what you're saying is not really that much better. Like, in my opinion, it ain't nothing that should be exalted. In my opinion, I personally feel like if and you could tell the arts, right? Let's address this. One thing I will say, even if it is a mimic to Nicki and Azalea, you can tell that, and I ain't trying to be funny, but let's be truthful. You can tell that there's clearly a level difference when it comes to Dochi and even JT. And what it links to is IQ. I'm not calling JT dumb, but you could tell there's an IQ difference. And this is what I'm trying to tell you when it comes to artistry. This is how I know Cardi got a ghostwriter. And I generally think that Megan has some smarts, right? I think that Megan does right. She might have got some help here and there, but I think Megan does right. But Cardi is stupid. So you want me to think that you creating these weak ass punchlines? You're not even smart like that. You could look at some people in their face and just tell they stupid. So you want me to think that you and JT, she don't even really use bars like that. Like a person's lyrics will always tell you how smart they are. Real talk. They will. It's kind of like the cheat code. So to me, Dochi, she kind of blew, and it's also because of her team, she blew over JT because she's just a better artist. And not only that, she's using the familiarities between like Nicki. She's using the Nicki. So it's like I was saying before on one of my lives, it's like say like Nicki is steak and shrimp. And then you feel like, well, if I can bring that flavor, I might not get the whole fan base, but I will get the little droppings of people who do like steak and shrimp. They'll be like, oh, this is has because you got to realize this fan shit is bigger than just YouTube videos and people understanding it on the base level. like what's really going on, and people using the trickery to get fans. So just the average person, like I'm gonna say, like a lot of my cousins who I have conversations with, like one of my cousins, she wants to know so bad, she probably figured it out already. My YouTube channel, like I don't like that because I don't want you to respond to me based off of how you think I feel. I want you to give me your blunt. This is why I like to fall back in conversation. I want your blunt opinion on stuff, and I don't want you to treat me like, oh, you're just gonna be. Because one of my cousins already does that. She'd be like, oh, you just don't like this person because you like Nicki. No, it's not. If you know, let me tell you something. I don't know what you think about me, but I like variety. There's days that I go through, I'll be like, I don't listen to Nicki. There's days where I might listen to other artist. I don't see this is another thing where it comes to social media. People think they know you, and you don't. I'm merely just a voice, and I'm not no better than you or anything. I don't listen to what you think I listen to 24/7, but I do consume it, like I do. Like I love Foxy Brown too. I don't listen to her every day though. No. It might be a day I might wake up and I might be like, oh shit, what's that song Drugs on Lil Kim's first album? Let me play that. And then something might come to mind like, damn, you play Kim. Let me run some Foxy back. Boom. But it don't be like, nah. I like variety. I can't sit up and listen to the same thing all the time. It gets boring. But anyway, so that's my sentiments on Dochi. I think Dochi is a better artist than Megan. But see, I get kind of conflicted with that. Like Megan, she do got some bars. Like I ain't gonna lie. You listen to her stuff, she do got some bars and some metaphors. She do, right? But it's still like something is missing. And Cardi B, she just been wounded, out the game, dealing with flop after flop. But I'm telling you, I promise you this. Be on the lookout. Well, not on the lookout like you're gonna stream it or support it, but Atlantic has to make her seem like she's big shit. They have to. So they're gonna put some her next release that's gonna be a single or whatever. You better guarantee she's gonna be on a full radio interview push. And what you have to realize is a lot of these artists who do those radio interviews, they're kind of signaling to you telepathically, like, please play my song. If you notice certain artists don't even do that no more. Like they might do something like what was that thing that I'm trying to think what song that was when Nicki had dropped it. She did like an interview with all of them on Zoom. It's kind of like you're trying to like meet and let them hear the music or whatever, right? But if you notice, like back in the day from like the Pink Friday era or the Roman Reloaded era. I don't think she really did it. She did do it for the Pink Print era. She did radio interviews, but not at the like a huge level like album one and two. But it's like you fall back from certain things because you're already established. You don't ever see. I remember even for the damn Sasha Fierce era, Beyonce was doing radio interviews. Yeah, you kind of fall back after that, after a minute. But yo, they about to work party like a damn slave. I promise you that. They about to work her. You'll see. What's up, man? Good. You see all of these healthy people out doing their walks. Like, I want to ask you a question. As you listening to me, what are you doing? You sitting down? Have you been on a walk today? And look, it looked like it's about to rain, and I really just don't give a fuck. Like, I still got to do what I got to do. So, prioritizing movement, prioritizing wellness, always. So, let me see. Yeah. Um. Yeah, man. So yeah, definitely realize and recognize they're gonna push something. They about to put her ass right on that hamster wheel, and she gonna be spinning that damn hamster wheel. She gonna be having all these pop up radio interviews and all that. Remember she did that with that song drop with Kanye West. She had all them random ass what was that show? What's that guy name from Sirius Radio? What the hell? A lot of people go up there to freestyle. She did an interview over there. That interview ain't do no numbers at all. It's like cause people just tired of it. They tired. That was a completely different era. Bots used, payola used, heavy, because you gotta realize manipulation is a motherfucker. Manipulation is a motherfucker. It really is. Like the fact that people can try to make something appear the fact that people could try to make something appear more than what it really is, can really like that's the reason why Cardi's name was ever even in a conversation. Because if you notice, people would be so quick to bring up her stats and talk about how she got how this went gold and I mean this went diamond and this went that. What about the songs in the now? Why the songs in the now ain't go up like that? Why? Why the charts saying buy? Why the songs ain't going up like that? Huh? Why they having substantial drops? Substantial, substantial drops. You got Nicki running across fucking stages on tour and shit. Fucked the club up about had did 20 weeks on tour on radio with no fucking video. She over here running across the fucking stage, ain't drop a fucking music video or nothing. Huh? Where's the stamina at? Where is that? You had every opportunity to work songs, and I think that, let me tell you something. And that's why I hate when evil people use the word karma. And they be the ones that's facing it. Listen, if God don't get you in private, he gonna get you in public. He gonna get you in public. And it's always like Christmas to me. I want to see who's been naughty or fucking nice. That's what I want to see. And when you look at the careers of Cardi and Megan, now I think Cardi has more of a vested interest with her record label, right? So expect the tricks to come out the bag soon. And I was telling like, yo, somebody I was talking to last night on the phone, they was telling me and the crazy thing about it was this person was gun ho. This person was gun ho, like, well, they still are gun ho a Nicki fan, but they more unbiased. Like, and that's why I like to speak to people like that. And they was just saying like they was, upset the way that Nicki pushed Megan the way she did during that whole, um, that whole situation that they had. Um, but they was trying to be like, oh, and then she dropped Bigfoot and Nicki does so much better. And I don't know why it wasn't. And then I had to remind they ass of the bars I was on. They was like, oh yeah, it was, but she just shouldn't have did whatever. Whatever. Anyway, but I asked him, I said, so you like Cardi, so why don't you think that she's popping like that? And everybody keeps saying, like, oh, she waited too long. That's like the general consensus across the board. She waited too long. She acting like she fucking Whitney Houston or Adele or some shit. Come on. That is where the cognitive dissonance comes into play with me. How could you think because you posted up some damn Birkin bags randomly, you posted some sexy photos with this BBL body, because typically that's what everybody's into right now, right? They're into a look. And people don't realize that the look will get you fucked up out here. Because people could make it look like one thing and it could be another. Anybody could do that, right? Um, but if you see what's really going on, like, yo, Nicki did that damn song with that damn Trinidad killer dude. I think it peaked at like number 11, or was it like 11 or 12 on US iTunes? Cardi on the damn Smurf soundtrack. This is a big production. Like, what? That shit peaked in the 50s. Ain't even get up off your base alone. This is why when that shit dropped, I said, yo, we would never embarrass Nicki like that. I don't give a fuck if that shit went to the top 10 for 10 minutes. We gonna get there, or we gonna at least get close. Where's the real fans at? Where are these diamond single buying fans at? That's because they never existed. Like, what really opened my eyes up to Cardi is I used to use Pandora back in the day. People don't use Pandora on the levels of using like Apple Music and Spotify. They don't, right? I remember years ago, Cardi had posted this plaque, and it was like 1 billion streams on Pandora. But you got to think about it. If a if a streaming service is not really utilized like that, they probably figure that they can push bots over there without people really realizing it. And y'all know that that shit is true because Tidal got exposed for that. They inflated streams for what's it, for Kanye West and Beyonce, right? So it's definitely going down. It's definitely going down. And this is why Spotify had to pull back on people. Let me tell you something. It's a few people I even know who's in this fan base who do music, and I be going to their Spotify, and that should be saying they have like thousands of listeners, right? Well, a telltale sign is when it's a person like, say me, I release music. you can see where the listeners are coming from. If they're from fucking Germany and all overseas, those are bots. They're botted because they have these special playlists and they can prioritize you on it and they feed it with more bots. You got to realize that this shit is a business. But now, when you get caught, you get deleted. To me, I wouldn't want that because you want to see what's the raw data. Imagine if you were a person filling trying to book a tour off of bots, and then you're going to these cities where the bots are showing up at your listeners, and then the seats are empty. Like this is how it works. The seats are empty because you lied, and you want people to think that it's something more than what it is, and it's not. And that's listen. This is why my cousin used to always tell me there is no future in fronting. There is none. When you try hard, you die hard. Like, and that's what makes businesses mad. Like, imagine you being a promoter. You go to my damn Spotify and you see I got a million listeners, right? And then you see like, oh, he's heavy in New York. Let me book him for this New York date. I'm gonna throw you 15,000, right? Venue capacity probably like 2,000 people. Only 100 show up. Oh, something's wrong there. Somebody's fucking lying. Somebody's lying. And this is what I get when I think about Megan Thee Stallion. When anytime that she's never really been a feature artist on a song that's went up. Look at Rob 49. He was like bubbling in the streets. Cardi meshing with him should have been a perfect fucking storm for her fan base to meet his fan base to at least thug it out and have it go up and do something, something, something. And let's talk about the strategy stillers or whatever. Not only when Cardi jumped in that song, it's like, well, really, my issue with her is more so the ethics of it and just being around and hanging around this motherfucker. Like, it's the ethics of it. It's like when you did hot shit with Kanye West and Lil Durk, you wanted to steal the strategy from Nicki, like, oh, this illiterate chick on the song with two of the top dudes in the game, and like, oh, she that bitch, and she gonna be spitting this shit on this song with two other dudes. You wanted the strategy like a monster or what else, truffle butter, but you just not that, and that's why when you try to do it, it don't give it. That's why you're a strategy stealer. You try to come out with this soundtrack song, thinking that it was gonna pop off like Barbie World, and you was gonna have this amazing non-album single, like, "Oh, Cardi's on fire. She's on this damn song with five other migrants," and oh, the song is doing so great that now we gotta rush the album now. You thought you was gonna get that Barbie World effect, and it just didn't happen. What else did she do? It was something else that I was thinking of after I said the hot shit. Um, what else? I lost it. But yeah, that's why it pays to be yourself. Have your own rollout. And sad to say, listen. It's an unspoken type of thing. But I promise you, Nikki gave a sneak peek to it. She did. Remember, she was in the Joe Budden interview. This is not my first time saying this either. So when she did that Joe Budden interview, she had mentioned something, or Joe Budden had said something to her like, were you waiting to drop or whatever? Do people get in some type of thing? I can't remember what he said verbatim, but basically he was alluding to people waiting for others to drop. And Nicki basically said she is the trend. She set the pace right in your face. And you see the girl done dropped the album, went on tour, and now she's talking about another one. You understand? And you can't tell me because I know the talk that was going on the internet around them. You can't tell me that most of that time that passed, that he used that shit waiting to see what Nicki was gonna do. And then guess what happened after that? The whole label situation. And like the weaknesses bear themselves. The weaknesses bear themselves because if that same team was at Atlantic Records who pushed and promoted and promulgated the damn payola for album one, that album would have been out. Now she don't want to come out looking insufficient. So she got to make sure shit is set up right. Shut up. See, that's one of the things that you think of when you walk it, right? Like, this is why I try to tell y'all that whole Angie Stone thing. Life is so precious, right? Because I was telling people when I went live the other day, I was like, yo, you never know when anything will happen. Like, I could be walking and get mauled by a damn dog. But you best believe I'm gonna fight for my fucking life. I need to give me some bear mace or something. Because you just never know. You just walking and just be attacked. Oh, I'm gonna go down. It's gonna go down. It's definitely gonna go down because I'm gonna fucking try to punch your nose off. I'm gonna squeeze that motherfucker. I don't care if you bite me. I've been bit by a dog before. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in. You think you just gonna nah? And that's what they say. If an animal attacks you, fight with all your strength. Oh, it's gonna go down. It's definitely gonna go down. Anyway, yeah, man. It's a lot of tricks. It's a lot of silence at a fair. That's what's going down. It's a lot of silence. And I give Megan credit in a way, and I've said this before, because she keeps dropping these flops. So it's like she keeps coming, you know? And then she even tried to get the pub to try, she tried to get the general public on the side, telling me, you only talk numbers because you can't talk talent. Shut the fuck up. You making it seem like you talking to Azalea you making it seem like you talking to Iggy Azalea or a bad baby or some whack ass rapper. You ain't talking to nobody like that. This girl can talk numbers and talent. And then you got the little dummies online saying it too. You you talk numbers because you can't talk talent. Well, what has your talent done for you? What has it done for you? This is a true question. I don't even feel like this is an ad hominem attack. What has what has your talent truly done for you? What did your last album do for you? Huh? What did Act Two do for you? And you in all these damn acts at the behest of fucking Beyonce. Just trying to signal to her, like, oh, you did acts, I'm gonna do acts too. I respect you so much and I'm on your dick so bad. I do acts too. Just to keep her closer and have that damn goddaughter relationship. You gotta see the dick suck within some of these people. I could never flow like that. Act one and act two. Get the fuck out of here. Act one ain't even do shit. Huh? Act one and act two. You fucking acting. Like, I don't even understand why she would think that Beyonce would be impressed by that. She had Act One, and then now it's like, why are you dick riding like that? The hell? Like you trying to signal pussy to Jay-Z too? The fuck? That's weird to me. That's her shit. If she did that shit to another female rapper, they would be beefing like, why this bitch still in my? But she feel like she could do that to be because honestly, and this is not even being funny. Think about this. Any artist who was doing something like that, and that has not saying that the words act have never been thought of, but I want you to think about that. If a rapper came out and they said and they did that, typically another artist they wouldn't even attempt to do that because it would look too closely related, right? So she thinking that she fucking Beyonce knows harder, but I'm telling your ass to work harder. Fuck you coming out with Act One and Act Two and talking about Act Three is gonna be a tour. And then she thinks she's slick trying to combine all of them together to get the streams. And it's like, even off Act Two, you didn't even have a hit that was strong enough to even be like, it was worth putting it out. Like, think about that. She came out with that shit with what's her name? Rock steady. That shit was so stupid. That shit was stupid. What's her name again? I can't remember her damn name. What is that girl name? Ah, I know that Cardi was on her remix and it didn't do anything either. And that was a sign of the damn times. That was a sign of the times. Um, what's her name? I ain't looking at the chat. I'm trying to see if I can remember it. Flo Millie. Right. Flo Millie. And they was like, oh, Flo Millie 8. Flo Millie 8. Megan 8. So why the fuck y'all ain't buy it? If they 888, why the fuck you ain't buy it? They just be lying because they just want to be happy for somebody else to make it seem like they doing something. I'm telling you, like, I give Glorilla all the credit in the world. Do your thing. But Glorilla, let's really be honest. You ain't really doing it like that either. You just got some urban songs. And once people get tired of that shit, that's going to be over too. I hate to tell, I know people don't want to hear that. We do want to be, grateful, happy for people. But her buzz is even at a fucking medium plane. Let's be fucking honest. Like, be happy, yes. But what I would like to see now, let's be serious. And I always come back to this. Now, Glorilla was getting the attention like Cardi got because I feel like she probably I, something in me is telling me that Glorilla don't write all her raps. But whatever, Cardi got the attention, right? Um, that's why truly, honestly, in my soul, even though I feel the way I do about Dochi's artistry, I'm still I'm still like happy that she's getting her shine, right? Because we see somebody forced and concocted in the damn cockpit. Why the fuck she flying? No, Dochi should fly too. Glorilla, she's not even at Dochi's buzz. I'm telling you, they exalt them completely different. They do. She has a different type of art. And they got damn Glorilla on the damn circuit doing features. Like she's so hot in the damn streets and she just gonna boost the feature up. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. That's the problem. People be lying. They lie. And what's his damn name with the record label? Or Lil Gotti, or whatever the fuck his name is. Yo Gotti. You know, he's gonna try to do what he can do because he knows that the female rappers are hot right now. Let me cross because this lady having a conversation. I don't want her to be in mine. Um, Let me cross. All right. What are they saying in the chat? Lotto is around, but she's quiet. Lotto ain't fucking enough. Nobody really cares either. Like that's why I was saying when Lotto, when she was booked for the Roots Carnival, for the Roots picnic, why wasn't Doechii booked for that? To me, Lotto is not really relevant. She's not. She's not really relevant. I know that people like her, but in what way, like, what you see with everything going on, maybe Doechii is booked though. Maybe she got something going on, but I don't think Lotto should be at the damn Roots picnic. For what? For what? Let's be honest. You're supposed to get the hottest. Why would she be at the Roots picnic? But you see what happens with her. She come out and she get one song. So she put that album out. And even though what song did people really like? That Big Mama song? And then she threw put it on the floor on there that came out like 2 years ago with Cardi. She didn't really have no motion on this album at all. I don't give a fuck how much people say they liked it. Did they buy it? Did they buy it? Did they? That shit don't matter. So and I think when it comes to Cardi, she looks at the numbers of Megan. She looks at the numbers of Doechii, Doja Cat, all of them. She probably feels like, well, if they're doing that, I know that I can at least do something. Hold on, me too. I'm not sneaking. She probably like, if they're doing that, I know that I can at least do better than them. I'm telling you, that's what exists in the mind of the talentless. Pushed and promoted by record labels. All she ever wanted in this life is to have name brand stuff. That name brand shit don't mean nothing to me. And that's the thing where, like, no offense to a lot of the people. Listen, I'm happy to be like when I was younger, growing up in upstate New York. Well, you know, my family lived in the city. Going to visit them, I used to be like, oh, and this is not being funny or none. I promise you. But I used to be like, oh, like I couldn't wait to go back. Or I'd be like, I wish I lived in Brooklyn. My family lived in Bed-Stuy, or I have friends live, all over Brooklyn, Brownsville, whatever. I never really wanted to live in Brownsville though. But I appreciated my upstate New York life because when you check the pathology of a lot of people in the industry, when I think about Nicki coming into the game, right? She wasn't really so, and I think that's maybe because of her upbringing. She wasn't designer driven. Like, if you see her, she was in her act with costumes because Nikki was getting so much money, but she wasn't dripped down every time you've seen her. And a lot of people who I know in New York City, they got that pathology. And a lot of them, fact, you be rocking designer and sleeping on a damn recliner. Like, that's not the type of life that I want. And not all of you, but a lot of y'all will spend your last money on designer. You will, just for a look, just to get some, just to walk by somebody, be like, oh, those are Fendi shades. Oh, you got the Pradas on, the patent leather Pradas. That shit don't mean nothing to me. If I don't got that times two in the bank, that shit don't mean nothing. And that's why I love when Jay-Z said that shit years ago. He said, can you buy it 3 times? If you can't buy it 3 times, why you even like it don't even make sense. So you supposed to go broke and walk around with $20 in your pocket for a whole week just to have a new product on. That shit don't make no sense to me. It don't. Um, yeah. So anyway, Nikki had to work. That's why when you have to work for something, you spend responsibly, right? And I always use this example too. Y'all remember Cash Doll? Now I will give Cash Doll her credit. I remember when she was walking through when she first came out with um, these niggas for everybody. She was coming out with the Vetements, big huge boots on, and all of that. Cash Doll was the flyest bitch underground. I'll give that to her. But look where she at now musically. I mean, she was praising some like she had like two or three songs that went platinum or whatever, but she should be way further. She had the look on Smash, but the business was not done. Let's say true. And then also it's the business mixed with a little bit of the artistry too. Because while I do think Cash Doll is good, I mean, she came to Houston. I didn't think twice about going to her tour. And if you be on Facebook, you got to know how marketing goes. Like this, how marketing goes. And they think people don't know, but I know it because I have a business. Like, say my business is booking concerts and Cash Doll is coming to the area. You know who I'm gonna put in my tags to promote it to? The Nicki fans, the Cardi fans, any person who's clicked on anything Nicki, Cardi, or whatever, this ad is gonna come in front of you. And I kept seeing these ads for Cash Doll. I'm like, I don't even search anything Cash Doll, but I understand how marketing goes. That's what they do. So if I was to put an ad out right now, right? Say that I'm putting an ad out and I'm selling like, say I'm doing a discount on cookies, right? I'm gonna put certain things in my tag like Tiff Treats, Nestle. I'm gonna do certain things in the back that you can't see, but it fucks with the psychology. Marketing is all psychology. Once you figure it out, you got it. Yep, that's what they do. And I'm like, why the fuck I keep seeing all these cash style ads? I wouldn't even give a hey, listen. I'm saying this and being honest. I think that it's dope that she able to do her thing, but that I wouldn't give a quarter to support her. I mean, do your thing for the people who love you, but y'all really wasting y'all marketing dollars putting this shit in front of me because now I'm gonna count as an impression, which is gonna spend the budget, and then I ain't buy no tickets, so you didn't gain anything from it. And especially when you, let me tell you how this shit works on the back end if you really don't know. When you see these people who have ads, like, what's her name? Lola Brooke. She's running this crazy ad on Instagram right now where she's trying to force this new song down people's throat. I keep seeing that shit every time I get on there. And I'm like, that's not gonna make me go and stream the song. Even though I don't think it sounds horrible, I just don't really care. Like, you know? So to me, that's not effective marketing. But what happens is number one, it's an impression. Number two, say you click on that link to the song and you don't download it. That means that was a waste. And you clicking on that link is going to cost them maybe dollar, a dollar and change, or depending on how they're optimizing, it's going to cost. So any person who people could just waste their budget and be clicking on a damn song and won't download it. So it really didn't the what is it called? The funnel. The funnel was ineffective. Real talk. Shit. Trying to get over to the other side of the street now. Well, yeah, man. It's a lot of panic going on. It's a lot of panic because, especially with Cardi, this is supposed to be the comeback season. Two songs released this year, they both supposed to be bubbling right now. It's supposed to be Cardi season. Just like that attempt last year of dropping four songs in 1 month. And God said, you know what? I can't let this happen. You know, you was out here the last time off of bullshit. This is why I believe, like, this is why, like, I also, and I seen a lot of y'all fake motherfuckers. Y'all was talking mad shit about Drake when he was doing a little funny shit. And then once he started beefing with Kendrick, just because he'll throw Nicki some support, y'all switch y'all tune up. I ain't got nothing against Drake at all, right? But hold on. I don't have nothing against Drake, but people is fake for a fact. They fake. And the real ones who see it and sit back and don't say nothing, they be like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That shit is so whack to me. That's why it's like online. It's like online dating. You have to be careful because people could literally create who they are, and then you'll be looking when they change, like, damn, you was saying something completely different the other day. That's so odd. Let's see. Lola and her Lola time came and went. She had a short stay. Damn. Nah, she thinks she had extended stay America. Listen, and Lola Brooke, she has a certain sound. I just don't think do you think that there's any money in the sound of Lola Brooke? I don't know. She's pretty. She's so tiny. I mean, listen, every artist is just one hit away from being at that level. But it's like this. You get that one hit, and then it's all about what you do after. And this is why I say, like with Nicki, even when she was on the mixtape level, dropping songs, having impact, she kept following those moments up. She followed every moment up. Like, yo, who say if you was really a fan that was from that time, and you see how she handled it, she went from dropping her mixtapes, and then, I want her from MySpace. I'd be like, okay, so what's gonna happen after this? Then she had the song with Mariah Carey. A lot of people like Up Out My Face. Me personally, I didn't like that shit. I didn't. But she had other songs that I did like. Um, she just kept blazing her features. Her feature run was just crazy. Her feature run was crazy. It's undeniable. And that was before even dropping an album. I want to ask you, who had a run like that? Who had a multitude of songs, features, freestyles that went up more than people's songs? That's crazy. Itty Bitty Picky is more iconic than a lot of people's singles. Let's be honest. And then you know what? So I remember what I was gonna say earlier when I said I lost the thought. So when I said the strategy stealers, remember when Nicki had reached back and she fucked with Sexy Red and she did the Pound Town? Cardi attempted that and she tried to do that song with Fendi the rapper, working with an unknown rap girl, trying to see if her celebrity was just that strong. And what that shit do? What your celebrity do for the song? That right there should have been a writing on the wall that something's going on. Because if you was as hot as you said you was, and this is why I started to learn where you can't really take what she says as face value. Because remember, she dropped that song and she was like, this is gonna be the song of the summer. And that shit ain't do shit. It ain't do nothing. Remember she said that? Remember? And people really believe in shit from a person who don't even write lyrics. Oh, this gonna be the but I think what happened was back then, a few years ago, even though we seen the writing on the walls with the flop, because the way she did Normani and Lizzo, yeah. And with the Wild Side, they thought that they was gonna push and promote that to radio so much that people would eventually start liking it. I think Wild Side maybe went gold, but the way they tried to play it and spin it, they expected that song to do way more. Come on, it's the Aaliyah sample. Think about it, right? I want you to think about it. And this is just this is the only example you need. How long did it take for Normani to come out with her album after that song came out? How long? If that song was, and I'm telling you, the writing is on the fucking wall. If that song was piping hot, and if it was doing what they expected it to do, I think did that song fall off the Billboard charts like within one, I don't want to like, don't quote me, but it didn't last long at all, right? If that song did what it was supposed to do, that album would have dropped then. How many years later did the album drop? That album dropped last year. That song been out since how long? How long? So long. That song came out so long ago. Oh shit. Yeah. So that song came out so long ago. Like for me, if I'm thinking in the mind of a manager and Normani is my artist, I'm like, yo, you got the crazy sample with Aaliyah. You got Cardi B on it. We already know that it's gonna go up. This is in the mind of the delusional who don't really understand how this really go. They look at the numbers and the stats of the past and they expecting that this is gonna push some result. So listen, we're gonna drop this song. It's gonna go up. Cardi goes number one all the time. We gonna get this number one and we gonna drop the album. And guess what? The results weren't responsive. And they said, uh-oh, they had to have her tuck the fucking album in for over 2 years. And then finally, management probably just reached a point where they said, we putting this shit out regardless. We can't keep holding on to it. What Normani album came out and do? Nothing. It came out and did nothing. I felt bad for her though. And thank God Lizzo, she had a rebound after rumors. They thought rumors was gonna be some shit. They thought that it was like, ooh, Lizzo is killing radio right now. You know, she has a certain fan base, and that's sad. Lizzo just dropped a record too. That ain't really doing nothing. And she know it ain't doing nothing because she already started teasing a new record. I ain't mad at it though. Some people it take them a little longer to some people it take them a little longer to get their MO right, and then they'll launch something new. So listen, keep trying, sister. At least you're trying. I ain't a fan of it, but keep trying. So Lizzo was so fortunate and so lucky. She must have prayed to the gods above. And she asked them, there is life after Cardi B's flop record. There is life after, hold on. There is life after this. And then she came out, what was that other song she had? Hell Yeah, or whatever the hell it was called. And it did numbers. And I was so happy for her that she rebound. Poor Fendi, the rapper, she ain't been right since she collaborated with Cardi. She didn't have nothing that was well. I think she was trying to push something. Did she have something with that with Shamar or something like that? That shit wasn't doing nothing. People like Shamar. I think that that's wrong. How people exploiting him because people are really laughing at him and they think it's funny. That shit is just wrong. I don't even subscribe to none of that shit. None of it at all. I see shit like that on my timeline and I keep scrolling. Just like that kid. If you know about in the politic world, Tiffany Hinyard, um, that guy Jedediah Brown who got jumped and by her goons that was in the building. I seen him flicked up with Shamar too, and I'm like, oh, it makes sense. Like, that's why you was going so hard, disrespecting her like that crazy. Like, yeah, my damn stupid. Hold on a second. All right. Oh yeah. Let me see what they said. Oh yeah. You like point me to, and it definitely flopped. What did you like about it? What did you like about it? What did you like? But yeah, my point of bringing up Point Me Too was that, Nicki collaborated with Sexy Red, took the hood girl from where she was and elevated her. Did Cardi B elevate Point Me Too? Did Cardi elevate Fendi the rapper? Did she? I mean, if she did, I must have missed it. Did she? I'm asking, did Cardi elevate Fendi the rapper? That was a strategy steal, in my opinion. That was a strategy steal. But I don't understand. I'm even telling you, once Nicki collaborated with Doja, I think what was first, Say So or the Hot Girl Summer? Once she started doing that, it was like Cardi B asked one to play double dutch and wanted to get in with the girls. She a strategy stealer. I just hate when it's apparent and people don't act like it. They're like, oh, all the girls is getting it in. No, they fucking copycats. They copycats. One thing I think Doechii definitely learned from was being on tour with Doja Cat. Because Doja Cat is a great performer. And I think Doechii stepped up her stage show after being on tour and seeing Doja Cat. They both kind of got like the same energy to me. Um, I think that's a good thing for Doechii because you got to remember, a lot of people, their strong points, like especially with music, I think I don't really listen. I don't listen to Doja Cat. Every now and again, I might get a little itch to play Streets because I like that song. But and I have to tell you the psychology behind it. I don't think it's because Doja is whack or whatever. But I just think what happened with me and Doja Cat and Adochi is that when I listen to a person and I feel like you're giving me somebody else, it's gonna not make me really appreciate you like that. It's not. And I could listen to a Doechii record and be like, she really got it in. And I can't really explain it, but I know that it's a way to classify it, but it's like what you're trying to fulfill with me has already been fulfilled. So it's like, yeah, that was great. That might have been cute. It sounded good. You might have had a good rhyme pattern or bars, but it's like, I already had that. It's like trying to sell me two pairs of Jordans that I already own. It doesn't really make sense to me. But I'm happy for you that you're still trying to sell the Jordans. There'll be another buyer. There'll be another listener. There'll be another person who appreciates that. There will be. It just won't be me. And that's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line. Um, let's see. I like Bia. I like Bia too. I just don't see it for her. Just to be blunt and straight through with it. I just don't see it for her. And what I'm saying is like she could come out with a smash, a song or whatever. And that's not, and me saying that is not saying that I wish bad for her. I just don't really see it for her. Like, I think Bia's gonna do what Bia's gonna do, point blank. I did listen to For Certain when it first came out. I did like a few songs on it, but I noticed like for me, it was just kind of like of an era. I listened to it. If I think about something that's really valuable to me that I want to hear, I'll go and I'll frequent it. But she's not somebody who I frequent like that. And that's okay. Because there's other people who love her and they may frequent her stuff, right? I remember I was on this other app and we was talking about different artists that we like. And I remember like I was telling somebody to check out Azealia Banks broke with expensive taste. And they was just like, this is just not good. But the person just really doesn't have taste like that. That's just my opinion. I didn't argue with them or anything. But it's like you can't expect everybody to be the same. And that's the problem and the issue with the rap game now. All these female rappers want to be the same. They're all overtly sexy. They all spitting these whack ass punchlines and metaphors. The ones who really be spitting this shit don't even get attention like that. It's just like it's like if an alien descended upon female rap and they looked to see what was going on, honestly, what do you think that they would say about it? What would you think the alien just descended if it was just a female rap city and aliens just descended upon the city? What would they say? Even if the best was in the mix and they heard the material, they would think that they lacked variety. There's really no, and there's the rap cities, but they all pretty much are like the same. Everybody's spitting the same metaphors and punchlines. I don't have nothing against nobody who does surgery or anything, but it's like they all want the same look. There's really, and we know it on this level, who are the true originators. And what's so crazy to me is because, especially growing up in the Little Kim era, like Little Kim definitely deserves her respect. She does. But when it comes to the rap wise, it's like I notice her fans, they will try to link Nicki to her for by any means necessary. But true rap heads know that Nicki has never sounded like Lil Kim. They really took that picture and the colored hair. They really took that shit to heart, and they just was like, "Oh, Nicki's Kim is the originator. She's a trendsetter." And what was super fake to me too is this: Little Nas X trying to signal the bussy to Little Kim on his page. That is so crazy to me. What I really despise, and I ain't trying to be funny, real talk. I personally feel like this: if you was not born between the 80s and maybe up to 1993, hmm, I will even give you, huh, do I want to say 95? Because in 95 and 2005, you'd have been 10. Hmm, I'm going to say 93, 92. Because even in 2004, you would have been 10. Like, you're not even a teenager yet. Like Little Nas X, like he put to me, all he really knows is probably the Little Kim that was on the cusp of the lighters up, that type of era. You don't even know her music like that. Like you just pandering. Like he was doing is something similar to how I be noticing Azealia Banks do this sometimes. She will drag Cardi, she will say shit about Nicki, and then she'll go through moments of uplifting Nicki, and then she'll say like something positive about Cardi. Like she was dragging Cardi for weeks. Like, oh, somebody was asking her like, "Where's the new music at?" And she was like, she's writing it or whatever. And it was a Cardi fan, and they was like, "Oh, you take long." And she was like, "Yeah, when I don't have 20 writers on the song or something like that," she said, she's like, "It's gonna take a long time, like especially for perfection." So she'll say stuff about shit about her like that, but then she also knows the power that she possesses. It's like she'll cater to all of them. She'll cater to Little Kim fans because if you think about it, they look at her as a go-to for even if she's off about something. People who don't have a brain or are able to pick that shit apart, they will look at it like, yes, mother, yeah, she stayed talking that shit. Or you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's whatever. People are gonna, heat to whatever they heat to. But me, I'm gonna hit you with the read through. I'm gonna read through everything. I pick everything apart. I've always been like that. I don't ever just go with the flow. No. Let me see what they saying. Um, yeah, how much longer I got left? I got about 30 more minutes this way and then about 25 minutes the other way. How much percent I got left on my battery? I got 50% left. I'll make it to my car. Let me pick up this. Let me put some pep in my step. So at least I'll be like 20% when I get back. Because, it ain't good to be out in the world with no dead phone. But yeah. So that's so crazy. And then I was just thinking about the other day too with Remy, how Remy Ma, she really came. Let me tell you, she had the perfect plan. I knew I knew she felt as though she was gonna come home. She was gonna, and what it is this, right? And a lot of people got this energy, and it's not just musical artists. But I'm gonna tell you something, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think Nicki is smart too. I don't think Nicki ever truly wanted to fuck with Remy, right? You gotta understand this. Listen, a true brainiac and person who is strategic, we know how to do shit. Now, I'm not saying that Nicki wouldn't have been like, look, because I know for a fact that she loved Foxy Brown and she loved Remy. So Nicki was trying to get Foxy and Remy on the song, her Remy Ma, right? Remy didn't want to do it. And she was like, I just feel like that's her friend. Why are you trying to get it? Like, you could do a song with her at any time. Like, I want our moment to be about us. And I never forget, Foxy had went on Twitter and she said, Nicki know damn well I would never put my woe on the track with that, ever. Right? So I think the offer was on the table. You ever offer somebody like, let me tell you something. I don't know Nikki's mind, but this is how I always felt about the situation. Because if Nikki is not even a Trinity thing, Nikki and Foxy talk. You know that she's not fucking with her at all. You know that. You know that Foxy is never going to get on the song with no fucking Remy Ma. She's not. Because what happened was when Foxy went through that hearing loss stuff, before like before Nikki even got on, Remy was making fun of her, calling her deaf and all of that. And she was just like, back in the day, she was like, you got these so-called rappers like going at somebody who had, lost a sense. She was like, you need your senses. That's like being able to see, to, walk, to feel. Like that's important. She was like, you could say anything else about a person, but you talking about like that's ugly. That is ugly spirited. So she just never fucked with her. And the crazy thing about it was Remy came home from prison and she thought her and Foxy was gonna be friends. Because what happened was, and this is where a lot of people get jaded with me too. I have a good heart, but if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you at all. Now, if I see some shit like, oh, you experienced a loss or whatever, I can send you condolences, I can send you kind energy, but that don't mean I'm fucking with you. So I remember Remy came home and she was on Sway, and she was like, when I was locked up, Foxy sent the priest over, the reverend over, to pray over me. And we and her wasn't speaking, and I really appreciate that. One thing I loved about Foxy is that she's so little. She would pop her shit, and she didn't give a fuck. It was like, even if I personally think Remy probably would win in a fight with Foxy because she's taller, and I know she got some hands, right? I'm just being honest. I think that she probably would win. But what I really loved about Foxy, like, she didn't give a fuck. Like, she used to say that shit, I'll go to war with any bitch. With any bitch. She didn't give a fuck. Little Kim, that's why I feel like Kim and Remy's relationship is fake, because she went extra hard on Lil Kim. Extra hard. And it's like, She pieced that shit up with Little Kim because she knew that shit wasn't gonna be popping with her and Nicki. She was even saying that shit behind bars, talking about, oh, Little Kim had Barbie. You know they're gonna come at Nicki because they're gonna say Kim did the Barbie thing and this and that or whatever. She was supportive. But anyway, back to my focal point. It's almost like say you see a person and you have some food that look good as hell, but you don't really know them like that. And it's visible that you started eating out of it. And you like, hey, you want to try it? You want some? You know that they most likely gonna say no. So it's kind of like you want them to say no. So I personally felt like when Remy was trying to do that collaboration with Foxy and Remy, she knew that that shit wasn't gonna happen. And if it didn't happen, it was like, up, Remy, I tried to work with you, and it just didn't happen. And I noticed right after that, that's when I could tell that Remy was getting frustrated because what it was is she was trying to use Fox, she was trying to use Nicki to get back on. She was. And then she got infuriated. She didn't get what she wanted. And the situation just ballooned. A lot of people are like that. They want what they want from you. When they don't get it, you're gonna see their true colors. I'm telling you. Don't do that just to play mind games with a person, but tell people no and see how they react. Yo, I always felt like I've had some sort of sixth sense in life. It'd be certain situations. Like I know that this happens to other people too. You ever be around a person, and it'd be something burning inside of you, like, I want to tell them this, but you don't do it. Then, like within a few days or even hours, sometimes you figure out that they was a op, and you was like, "Oh, I'm so happy I never told this person X, Y, Z." Nope, nope. You got to just be a listener sometimes. Create the energy within a person to make them know, like, damn, they ain't tell me shit. Yep, we gonna keep this shit extra general, extra general. Nah, and I will change the subject on somebody too and just minimize it. Like, say a person asks you some shit that's like, they trying to go deep. I would answer the shit in the most. I will just answer that shit and change the subject just to let you know I'm forcing your hand. Like, turn the page. Nah, turn the page. Yeah, I don't know what you sweeping around these doors for. You ain't gonna get it. You're never gonna get it. I hate when people do that because, like, I've always felt like people treat you like a science project, like they're trying to see what type of things they can get out of you. You know, like they think that they can just question you and you just supposed to. I never felt like that in my life. Like I've never felt like no. I always felt like I was truly an adult in mind. Like you can't corner me. You're not gonna make me say something that I don't want to say. I'll say I don't know or whatever. Whatever the situation, um, based on the situation is how I'm going to respond to it. But yeah, I found that interesting when it came to Nicki and Remy. So when that collaboration ain't happened with Foxy and Remy, it was just like, hey, Remy, I tried. So she just couldn't take it. And Remy came through the game really. She had songs with Fat Joe and Big Pun, but she came through the game really with that battle rap. Remy do got bars, you know? But it was always something different from her than I would say from a Foxy and Kim, and they knew it. And one, and I think I'll give credit to both Foxy and Kim that they both really Foxy, like, because that's who I loved the most. But what I loved about her was she could be this badass bitch that you could see, and she was so feminine. But when you heard her, she rapped harder than niggas. Like that was to me, that really drew me to her. And like Little Kim could try to do it. Like to me, it wasn't like Foxy though, but she would do it too. And they both knew that Remy, she was just kind of like she was just like one track. Like she was a hood chick. You could relate to her because if you're from the streets, you're from the hood. I liked Remy, but I always felt like there was always something missing. I never forget when Remy first album came out and my friend, I didn't even was I driving then? Yeah, I think she drove my car actually, because I wasn't even like driving. I think it was for my 21st birthday. I had my Acura Legend and I wanted to go to New York. And my friend was like, "Oh, I'll drive down," like, cause she was from New York. So we went to the Bronx and we went to like 125th Street. And I remember she was like, "What music do you got?" Yo, we put Remy Ma, something about Remy. Now I personally liked it. She said, "Take that shit out." She was like, "You about to put me to sleep with that." But she just didn't like it. Like she was like, "No." She's like, "This is music you fucking fall asleep to." I was like, "Yo, what you mean this music that you fall asleep to?" That shit was so funny. She was like, "Imma fall asleep." A lot of people, they liked Remy in a way, but they wasn't like album supporters. Because you could look at the numbers and tell that too. You could tell fully. Everybody's out here walking their dogs, and I'm walking around recording my vlogs. Hmm. Yeah. Yo, I don't care what nobody say. Them little, and I learned this like being younger. Them little cute poodles, they be so cute, but you get gas looking at them thinking that they're cute. Try to go up to them and pet them, and I guarantee you that most of them probably will bite you. Poodles are so aggressive. Like my cousin or my family, they had a poodle. That shit, yo, that was a mean ass dog. The Maltipoo's are sweet though, but just a pure poodle, they could be a little mean. Foxy and Kim, they was some real life. Hold on, let me see. He said Foxy and Kim era was um they was on some real life shit, right? Exactly. I never forget when Foxy went up on the radio after Remy was on there trying to talk crazy, and Remy had just got a 645 BMW. Foxy shit it all on her. She was like, "Rap stars don't drive 645." Like she just went in on her. She was like, it was crazy. And then Remy came back like, "Oh, she was on the radio early in the morning. Like nobody was listening to it." Yes, they was. They put that shit on the mixtapes back then. It was a big deal. And if you understand like the energy, like a lot of people who I know from that era for real, um, I want you to, well, you can't really pay attention to it because if you wasn't from that era. But it was kind of the attention where Foxy sunned Remy because she wasn't on her level. So I remember a few years ago when she tried to diss Nicki and then Foxy was dissing Remy too, I noticed that Remy wouldn't really respond to Foxy like that because that's how she treated her back then. It was like you was lower than, less than, or whatever. So she didn't really respond back to Foxy at all. So, Remy got her money up when she came home. She went on Love and Hip Hop. She did a whole bunch of shows, and she looks the best that she ever did, truly, right? But back when she was just like a regular broke Air Max rocking female rapper, I still liked her, but there was a difference. It was more like back then. It was more like him and Foxy was more boutique, hood boutique. Like, you know what I'm saying? They had the fashion on Smash, they had the raps, which was on Smash. They had the look, the extra sexy feminine look, and that was just something that Remy lacked. But me as a guy, I liked Remy still. People was hypercritical on her for that, but I never really cared, but I'm just telling you, I noticed it. The reason why I liked Remy so much, honestly, I think it was just an energy thing where it was like she reminds you of, especially, living in New York, that energy it resembles in so many different people. So it was like she just reminded you of the girl next door who liked to fight or to talk shit or whatever. So it was just real familiar. But you notice how that real familiar behavior, it don't translate into record sales. It don't. That shit don't translate into record sales at all. Let's see. Remy was a good hood chick. Yeah. I had to take my shades off. The sun is kind of gone, but I can't really see the comments like that. So yeah, man, you got Cardi scared. They plotting and planning on what's next for her. They're trying to figure out right now how they gonna bubble the next single. Do we got radio set up? And Drake just did that whole. Drake just had the industry go through that whole. Was it the FAA? Not the FAA. I think that's whatever those acronym is for the radio station. Is it the FFA? No, I don't think it's that. But Drake just had that whole payola thing, that investigation. So maybe the labels are scared of that. But I promise you, she's going to try to tighten them relationships. She want to make sure whatever single she put out, that it's going to be mass played. It's crazy. Yo, the disrespect I will never, ever, ever forget. Down here in Houston, yo, it got so bad that one of the DJs, he even blocked me on Twitter back in those days when I would like, because I was asking him, I'm like, yo, it was the day that Nicki dropped Chun Li and Barbie Tain. And the radio here in Houston, which is highly disrespectful, you know, like the disrespect that I feel is on a whole different level because how can you play an artist? How can you try to disrespect an artist who is established and a real writer and you really trying to push this chick over Nicki, right? But as we figured out, there were relationships. So let me ask you this, and let's be completely honest. If you were an artist coming up in the game and you wanted your songs to be played, relationships are everything. So in the moment, I'm just asking the question: did Nicki do something wrong by not making sure she had relationships with certain DJs? And like, did she do something wrong? Because the reason why I said that and relationships are everything because I remember when Good Form came out, and that song was a hit. Like the way that song was done, it was just done dirty. Ain't no way a video, and Nicki used that shit as an example. There's no way that the video at that time was on the brink of almost 300 million plays and receiving no radio play like that. The demand was there, but then you'll have a video that don't even have a half of those plays and get crazy radio play. It doesn't add up, right? So I remember, if you remember this, Nicki went on a DJ following spree on her Instagram page. All of a sudden, the song started getting spins, but it just wasn't like due to the positioning of it, it just wasn't enough. But the song started getting spins then, and I thought that was very interesting. Like, damn, it took her to start following y'all. Um, but the flip side is the nuance to that too is Nicki's not paying for payola. Her record label's not doing that. And she did mention before, being that she's not in a 360, she can't count on a label to do everything for her. So I think that's a real thing too. Because if the label is invested in getting their money back, by any means, by any means, they're going to do whatever they have to push and promote. They're going to do whatever they have to get that money back. Somebody actually told me something about Cardi, but I'm not going. It's probably something that's already looming on people's minds, but I'm not going to say it yet because they told me in the inbox and they never really gave me approval to talk about it. And that's just the type of respect that I have. I don't want a person to think we didn't have like a follow up conversation, so I don't feel like it's really worth it to mention it unless I speak to them again. But I could definitely believe it based on what's going on now. Um, yeah, I could definitely believe it. Let's see. Good form deserved. It did. It had all of the writings on the wall for a smash hit. It did. It had everything in the formula for it to smash. I just hated that. And Nicki has this unbiting faith and love for Lil Wayne. I just could have did without him being in it. Honestly, I get it though. I do. I understand. That's the person she wouldn't be around if it wasn't for him. Maybe not on that. She probably wouldn't have the transition in the game like she did. She wouldn't have. So I understand giving him the respect and going hard for him because shit, Fendi was so strategic with how he put her on the come up and how like putting her right was it right after Lil Wayne or however he positioned it. It was dope. So that was fire. That was crazy. That was a good look. Let's see. He don't be having her back like that though. Yeah, but I think what trumps all of it though is that if you look around, I think, and that's what Nikki was saying, like when she looks around. And it's like if she didn't have her influences or people who she looked up to, or Little Wayne in the sense of helping her out, she wouldn't be living in these mansions. Her life wouldn't be so easy. Because let's be honest, a lot of people make it look good, but you know damn well they ain't doing that much. You know damn well. Like, let's keep it a stack. I remember maybe like a week or two ago, I think JT was online. I was listening to her on Twitter Space, and she was just like attacking somebody who had something to say about the way she looked or whatever. And think about how many female rappers on a daily basis get picked apart, their looks talked about. People try to do that to Nicki all the time, even if they're using old pictures, like when she was at the Essence Fest and she like just gave birth. They use those pictures, they call her fat or whatever, right? You don't ever see her arguing with those people back and forth. But I don't know, it's something about JT, she has a really ugly energy to me. And I feel like personally, I'll be the first to say it. Yeah, she has had some good looks as far as like her solo music, but it ain't really like bubble like that. But I think that with Uzi being attached to her, she's gas. I think that she lives through the gas of his finances. So it's like, bitch, I might not be making no money, but if I could show up in some fashion shit and people could see me and I look good and this and that, I think honestly, and I'll be frank with you, I personally feel if JT was even receiving like the attention like Megan the Stallion on that level, and we all know that that's minuscule. Listen, compared to a Nicki, Megan the Stallion is a mini shopping plaza. You know the mini shopping plazas where most of the damn stores is closed down? Mini mall with it. Mini mall. You know, like them little plazas in your area? You walk through the motherfucker and about 3 to 5 stores is closed, like the one I'm walking by right now. The gym is open. What they got over there? What else they got? A damn restaurant that closed down. Um, some compound pharmacy, just some shit. But then it's mad doors that's closed. That's what she is. She many more with it. And JT is trying. You know, she trying. But to me, I feel like if JT was doing better on a music level, she wouldn't be fucking with Uzi. Uzi gives her some sort of visibility and finance comfort in a way. Listen, I ain't mad at it though. That's just my personal opinion. If JT was selling, if she was even moving in a way of like a Dochi, and you know, Dochi is probably still in a deal where she might not be seeing the sum of her money. She's not even doing astronomically great as far as like record sales, or she's getting streams though. But I say that to say, I feel like if she was doing good on a solo level and the show bookings was consistently, and she was stacking, I don't think she would put up with that. I don't think she would. That's just my own opinion, though. I could be wrong. But her relationship with Uzi benefits her. So it's like based upon where she's from and how the people don't be giving these bitches no money or whatever. Don't be giving these bitches no money or whatever. Then she probably got that whole shit planned out, whole thing planned out. Poor Megan, they want her to be something so bad. I know I'm drifting. They want, they got her hosting some damn Korean show. It's like, sweetheart, you trying to go over there in damn Korea and be a star. You need to work on being a damn star in America. Like, I never understood you running overseas to try to be somebody that you ain't even in the United States. That's crazy. Trying to run overseas to like you this real international star because you done collaborated with a few people who you brought them flop records. Did Megan just have a song that came out in December with that damn Korean group that they was trying to push? Didn't she just come out with that song? I felt like I feel like even in that song, I ain't trying to link everything to Nicki, but I felt like she did something on that song that was Nicki reminiscent too. Hmm. I like she did. Did she? What was it? Was it Twice? Was their name Twice or something like that? But you see how they came out that shit that Twice, and you ain't think about that shit once. I literally just had to think about that. Like, damn, didn't she just recently do? She did a BTS collaboration with that guy, with that song she put on some video game shit. Put that out, and ain't nobody think about it. I heard them playing it in the gym, and every time I hear them play Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi, I turn the volume up fucking high on my AirPods. High, maximum level, maximum. I felt like being a hater one time. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So I kept noticing when I was in the gym, they kept playing this fucking Cardi B shit. I was like, I should email these motherfuckers and tell them like, stop playing this shit in the gym. But that's just a thought that might go through my mind. I would never do it. Like, stop playing this shit. I don't want to hear it. I thought it would be more funny than anything. I'd be like, why do y'all keep playing Cardi B over and over? Stop playing this shit. And I mean that. But I didn't say nothing. I just turned up the volume higher just to escape these forced rap icons. Yo, I give it to people who got little dogs. I just don't see how you get any safety out of it. Like when you walk in a little dog, there's always a threat. Like if a pit bull was just running down the street right now, your dog would be dead. You ain't got no damn mace or nothing. I'm about to cross the street because I don't even feel like dealing with that little motherfucker. I don't even feel like looking at the little motherfucker. Like, I like little dogs. My cousin, she got a Yorkie, but I would never get a dog like that. If I get a dog, it's gonna be a well-trained Rottweiler. I don't really want a pit bull either. I want a Cane Corso. So I can have that Cane Corso that's just gonna rip through your torso. You fuck around. Them little ass dogs, they cute, but they ain't gonna do shit. I want a dog, and I want my dog to be socialized. So I don't want them to be mean and aggressive to people, but I want them to know when it's go time. Like, I don't want to be walking around with a damn dog and another animal try to approach me, and the damn dog is gonna be attacked along with me. Nah, I want a dog that shit is gonna think twice about whatever the fuck is gonna do. I don't know. Like I like them for other people. I just don't want them for myself. I need a real dog. Fuck that. What's the point of you? Come on. Like yo, I remember my friend at the minimal aggressive level. My friend had a boxer, a female boxer, right? And she was so playful and joyous and all of that. I remember a possum came through that backyard. She didn't even like, dogs, they just want to kill whatever is coming through their territory. She didn't try to bite it up or nothing like that. I was walking back and forth in the house. I went and looked out the back. I see this dead possum in the back. And the dog is just sitting down, laying on the damn steps in the back. She's like, yeah, you was a threat. You came through my territory. Ain't no little ass Yorkie or no dog like that's gonna do that. That damn possum might attack the dog. I don't want no dog like that. Nope, not at all. So anyway, let's see what they're saying. Um, hold on. I put my shades back on. I love Roddy's German Shepherds. Oh, I don't like no fucking German Shepherd. A German Shepherd bit me before. That was the only time. When I tell you a lot of shit happened to me as I got older that never, that's why I say I got bit by a dog before. Like, German Shepherds. I remember I was going to somebody's house. I think this is when I used to like deliver my product. And this taught me to never walk in between people's cars because here in Texas, that breaking into cars, like breaking in cars happens everywhere, but it's really happens a lot. People going in between cars, checking doors and shit. Yo, I got to this person's house. I walked in between their cars. Next thing I know, and that shit just bit the back of my leg. The lady showed me the papers. Her dog just had shots or whatever. But still, that dog could be killing possums in the back too. Possibly get rabies or whatever. But I was good, right? But she put they had a female German Shepherd, and they roped her and had her in between the cars. So if anything happens, she's gonna make noise. That dog bit me in the back of my damn leg. And then the crazy thing about it was when I was walking away after I made the delivery, the dog was like with the family, and it was like not even like aggressive, but it was just like bouncing up and down, like, yeah, I got him. And she's like, she was just like shaking up and down, like, yeah, I got him. I got to get to some fresh blood. She was so happy. I promise you. She was like, it was like she was hyper and was happy that she bit me. So yeah, I don't fuck with German Shepherds at all. I don't fuck with them. I want to get, and the reason why I love Rottweilers and kind of Corsos, because they're so smart. You just gotta train them, and you gotta like socialize them in ways like, especially for a dog like a Cane Corso. I was watching this one channel on YouTube, and the guy was saying when his dog was so young, he would do random stuff like go stand in front of Target while people walking in and out, just so you could kind of like, and then he would constantly do that when the dog was little, just to desensitize them from people and like having like normal things happen around the dog. Like it's important to have different sounds, let them be outside, hear like fire trucks, just so they're not secluded away from, humans and different things so that they get oversensitive, they get overstimulated when things happen. You don't want your dog to be like that. So, and then it just takes additional training. And Rottweilers, they so damn, I love them. I feel like your Instagram explore page is really, it really tells you a lot about yourself because I get so much dog content on my damn Instagram, Rottweilers, um, Rottweilers, Cane Corsos. I don't really get that little dogs like that. Not that much. Let's see. Every guy should have a dog, though they are man's best friend. Yeah. Pit bulls are good dogs too, especially if you train them right. They be really good dogs. But some of them, people, they get their dogs and they keep them locked up all day. They don't socialize, don't bring, I mean, with certain breeds, you should be very careful because, because and then what gets me about the little dogs, like this dog right here, is barking at the damn squirrels. Them squirrels ain't gonna do nothing to you. And it's like little dogs don't realize how how fragile their life is, and they be barking the most. Like, why are you doing that shit? Causes it's like them little dogs, they make big dogs attack them. They do. Unless a big dog was really raised with the small dog, like you see the dynamic between them where they can exist and they just take it because they've socialized and been used to those small dogs. But when they haven't been raised with those small dogs, they be ready to take their damn head off. Ron, you have a potty. Did you mean Roddy? You said you have a potty, 9 years old. That's another thing about dogs too. They have a certain time frame for life. Um, just me living right now in a 1,000 square foot apartment, I just don't feel like it's big enough for a Rottweiler or a Cane Corso because I got a lot of shit. And I don't want my dog to be claustrophobic. And truthfully, I know this might sound wrong, but if I had a little dog, like a Maltipoo or a Yorkie, I probably would get a dog where I stay at. But I just feel like they deserve to have a backyard to run around in, burn that energy. You could play with them and shit like that. I just don't feel like keeping a big dog in a small apartment is foul. And then you gone most of the day. Then by the time I get home, I be wanting to lay down for a little bit, go to the gym. Then it'd be 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'll be ready to record content. I got to get back on my shit though, because I had a strategy. I would get off work, I would come home, I would record before I go to the gym. But now I be coming home like, I'll do it later. Then I get home. This is why I don't be like, sometimes I don't be dropping videos because I'll get home. The later it'll be 8:30, 9 o'clock. I end up making dinner and I'll be like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes and then sometimes it just don't happen. You just gotta stay focused and stay devoted to whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's content or, you know, and I think the reason why I be pushing it is because I always put myself first. If I don't work out or whatever, at least I can say I did that. I mean, my bills are still going to be paid if I release a video or not. I think that's what kind of put me back in that mindset. Like, I don't ever, like, I want to do what feels good to me. I don't want to, like, have to chase something. So if it happens, it happens. But at the end of the day, I still get paid. So, yeah. All right. Let me see. I got about 10 more minutes left. This is a good walk. Let me see what they're saying. I like my, what you saying? I like my tiny dogs, but I don't want them staying in my houses. You don't want the tiny dogs staying in the houses? All them damn coyotes lurking them. The coyotes will. chew up your damn dog. Shit. I think even with a small dog like a Yorkie or whatever, I think even a big possum would take them on. Shit, a rat might even jump on that damn dog. You just never know. You never know. I like them little cute dogs for other people, but for me, it ain't gonna cut it. It's not. Real talk. If I had a big dog, I probably would walk more at night. But and I don't care about possums or anything like that. But shit, one of my friends got chased down by a possum. That shit probably did have rabies. Well, two of my friends actually got chased by a possum. But if I had a dog with me that was a substantial size, that possum ain't gonna do nothing with me. It's not gonna do nothing. So yeah, when you have them little dogs, walk their ass around a little gate or something. Because how many times when you be on Twitter or any space and you see them big ass dogs attacking them little dogs? Them pit bulls, they snap. They gonna snap. And your poor baby, you gonna be right there watching them get chewed up. Not mine. I just rather not have them. Like, and also, my cousin used to have she got a replacement from the same breeder. My cousin had a Yorkie, right? Living in Philly. This is why she hated Philly. She moved to Philly working there with IBM. So she had a Yorkie moving there. They was crossing the street and she let the dog run out in the street slightly, right? I promise you. She told me, she said the car tapped my baby. She said her dog was not bruised or anything. Just the mere fact that the taxi tapped her dog went into shock and died. Her dog died with no bruises, not bleeding or anything. It's just the mere fact that the damn cab hit her dog. That's another reason why I don't like those long ass leashes either. I need to have a grip on your ass. Like people using them long ass leashes, letting their dog go out so far. Nah. So, that happened to her. And then she ended up getting another dog, which her dog now is so, mm, I got to ask her how old her dog is. Because, dogs, they live for so long. She had that dog. Mm, when I moved to when I moved to Houston, I remember I helped her move one year. Was that 2014 or 15? I helped her move. I helped her pack up her house to move back to Atlanta. Yep, because I helped her move in that motherfucker and I helped her move out. So, yeah, let me see. Yep, but the cab merely just touched her dog, and the dog died of shock. Little ass Yorkie. If that was a damn pit bull or a Rottweiler, they might have been limping for a second. It wasn't even. She said that there was no blood. There was. It was just mere shock. And she told us how she held the dog in the car. They went to the vet when I think she took like a Uber or something to the vet. She said she held her dog in the car, just lifeless, not bleeding or nothing. And then the vet told her that the dog died of shock. Come on, you that small? Mm. Then them little ass dogs, you might step on their ass and cause a damn break their little foot or fracture it, cause contusions, confusion. No. I like them for other people and I might pet their dog and be like, oh, like that, but I don't want them for myself. Hell no. I want the type of dog where if somebody try to break in, it's gonna be a problem. Nope. Yeah, that is sad. Anyway, I'm making it back to my destination. I appreciate all of y'all for listening. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, what time is it now? Oh, it's 5:31. That's perfect. That was exactly 2 hours because I left over here. Mm, well, I left over here at like 5:35. So I'm almost there. So by the time I reach my vehicle, it'll be about 5:34. Yeah. But anyway, be blessed. I'm probably gonna do an upload today. I just gotta go home and shower, get relaxed, figure out what I want to talk about. So I'll be doing a video upload later, but I hope you have a great day and get out and exercise. Be on the lookout though, because look, people tell you to get outside and exercise, but you just never know. There's so many imminent threats, so many things that could happen. Just keep your eyes open or go to the gym, you know? Find some way to be active. But listen, I'm a holla. Peace.